तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ जयन्ती मंगलकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवदात्री स्वाहा स्वादा नमोस्तुते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Sairam Lin, Sairam from Malaysia.
Sairam Sharma, Sairam from New Zealand. We give our most loving and humble pranams to the divine feet of our beloved Bhagavan, Sri Sathya Sai, for the opportunity to once again share stories of His Majesty and glory. We welcome our wonderful listeners wherever you may be. Loving Sairam to you all. Today's topic is the Shirdi miracle in Puttaparthi. In the early 2000s, I think the year was 2006, beginning, I was fortunate enough to be volunteering on one of the ashram trusts. I have volunteered on all three, but on this one particular one, my desk was alongside a very humble and most talented gentleman. He is no longer on staff, but I was extremely impressed not only by his divine knowledge, but by the great grace that had been showered upon him by Bhagavan. In due course, I was able to send some of the Sai youth from New Zealand who were visiting the ashram at the time to go and visit this austere but most loving gentleman in his home, which was in Puttaparthi, where he lived with his wife. It was a very beautiful place. They do not inhabit it anymore, so I can speak about it freely. Now, this gentleman was greatly devoted to Swami, as you can well imagine, and he had been given a very, very important job to do for Swami. However, as we worked alongside each other, he began to show me some of his own writings and a small book that he had created simply for his friends, something that he had written and had spiral bound, and he asked me if I would kindly provide some illustrations for it on my free time, which I was more than happy to do. This led to an invitation to his home, where I was able to meet his most divine wife. Sometimes I will say, when I was in Puttaparthi and Prashanti, I met people who I considered to be divine. And you certainly had many opportunities to do this, because Swami had said anyone who inhabits the ashram, who lives inside the ashram, is a resident of Vaikuntha. They are a divine being. And of course, anyone who enters the gates of Prashanti Nilayam are angels. And of course, I found that all of the highly placed people who worked for Swami in the ashram were absolutely divine beings. They were humble. They were incredibly gifted and talented. They had had great success in the world, and yet they had chosen to set aside that worldly success and come and serve Swami. No question in my mind, I felt that I was working with angelic beings. And that was one of the bonuses for volunteering to serve on staff in the ashram. Now, when I came to the home of this gentleman and his beautiful wife, I noticed he had a most unusual statue of Shirdi Baba in their puja room. And in fact, it was enclosed in a glass cabinet with a door that opened so that the statue of Shirdi could be accessed. It was quite a small statue of Shirdi of a white stone material, perhaps marble, perhaps something else, but it had been materialized by Swami. And it was always exuding vibhuti. And the couple told me with great humility that this vibhuti was incredibly curative for cancers. And that Swami had told them not to advertise this, that he would send the people. And many, many times a knock would be heard on their door, and it would be a person who had been suffering from various cancer. They had come from far and wide. And how did they know how to find this place? Because Swami had come to them in a dream and given them explicit instructions on how to find this place and the name of the couple. And so every now and then, it happened twice in the times I was visiting them, there was a knock on the door, and sure enough, it was a person who had had this same experience. They were suffering from cancer. They had been praying to Swami. In every case, they were a devotee of Swami, Bhagwan, and he had appeared to them in a dream and given them precise instructions, even a picture, a mental picture of what the apartment building looked like. But there was more to this, and indeed the Vibhuti cured each and every one of them of their affliction, no matter how farly advanced the cancer was. But there was more. The couple revealed to me that Swami had told them, every evening in your place, offer a havan to me. They had a fire pit in the in the living area, and that they were to have a half-hour program of bhajans, but only they were to attend. No one else was to be allowed to come. And of course, word had gotten out that these this havan was happening, and of course, many people wanted to attend, but they always refused. It was only on one occasion they allowed an official to come to it, and that night Swami appeared in the couple's dream and scolded them for allowing someone to come. Now, what was most extraordinary is one day this gentleman said, would you like to see photographs of the havan? I said, yes, I would like to see that very much. To my absolute astonishment, he opened a folder of photographs that he had taken with a camera. It was a film camera. Not there weren't smartphones in that day during these times. None of us had smartphones that could take photographs. It was a film camera, a Nikon, as I remember, and the photos showed the havan fire blazing, and all around the fire were poses of Shirdi Baba watching the fire in different poses. Sometimes he would be sitting in his usual seated pose on a rock or some sort of seat. Other times he was sitting cross-legged on the ground in these photos. Other times he looked as though he were standing or standing in some kind of temple surroundings. These were the actual photos. You could see the flames, and then all around the fire was seated Shirdi Baba, exactly as how he really looks. I was absolutely, my mouth dropped open. I said, sir, this is the most extraordinary photography I have ever seen. He said, I know. He said, Shirdi Baba attends this havan every night in our place. No explanation has been given. We have simply carried out Bhagwan's instructions, and much as I would love to invite you, I dare not. So who can imagine this? I will never forget these photographs. Unfortunately, I did not obtain a copy of them. I truly wish that I had, because I became so close to this couple. I loved their company. They were so humble and sweet. They were not young. They were approaching their elderly years when I met them. But then I was so touched by their absolute devotion and their unquestioning of Swami. They did not question him. They didn't say, oh, why, Swami, can't we have someone come to our bhajan? You know, he was adamant that they were absolutely at the feet of Bhagwan. They were there to serve him. Their entire incarnation was devoted to him and him alone. I hope you have enjoyed this little revelation. I have never spoken of it till this day, but I felt now is the time to reveal. Because to me, Shirdi Baba is still very much active in his unseen form. He never went anywhere, just as our beloved Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai never went anywhere. It is perfectly understandable that these divine beings can be operating constantly in the forms that they chose to appear in while their feet trod the earth. They haven't gone anywhere. They are still active in all 16 dimensions, as only a Purna avatar can be. Loving Sai Ram, Om Shri Sai Ram.
ॐ तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति।